Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. Many things come to my mind when I hear stimulus checks. Imagine sitting at home, jobless, bills piling up, prices soaring, and the world slowly crumbling around you. Then suddenly, a notification pops up on your phone. $1,200 has been deposited into your bank account. A wave of relief washes over you. Finally, something is going right. But wait, what if that $1,200 was the beginning of a much larger financial collapse? What if the stimulus checks that gave you a glimmer of hope were the very thing that made everything around you more expensive and worse? Welcome to one of the most contentious economic experiments of the 21st century. In 2020, the COVID-19 virus swept across the globe with unbelievable speed. Hospitals overflowed, travel halted, businesses shut down, and millions worldwide found themselves jobless overnight. A state of economic panic gripped the planet. There was no time for long-term plans. Governments needed to react quickly. In the United States, as in many other countries, the fastest solution was chosen: injecting money directly into people's hands. The U.S. government began distributing what became known as stimulus checks to every adult citizen, often regardless of their economic status. The goal was noble: help people weather the crisis, revive consumer spending, avert a complete financial meltdown. Indeed, the plan initially seemed to work. People paid their rent, bought groceries, and some even managed to pay off debts or save for the first time. Amidst the chaos, the checks felt like a lifeline. But as we know, not all lifelines save. After several months, another side of this story began to emerge. Prices started to climb. Little by little, everything became more expensive. Food, fuel, rent, and even essential services. People started asking, why is everything so expensive now? Salaries hadn't increased, but expenses had skyrocketed. And while people had received stimulus checks, that money was no longer enough to buy the same things they could purchase before the pandemic. What happened is economically known as inflation. When the amount of money in the market increases without a corresponding increase in production or services, prices begin to rise. Because supply chains were broken, factories were closed, and goods were scarce, injecting money wasn't met with an increase in goods. Consequently, demand increased while supply decreased, leading to higher prices. But the issue ran deeper than just inflation. What transpired revealed a shift in people's behavior. When the government began sending out stimulus checks, some felt these checks might continue, some consumed more, some saved less. Suddenly, there was a false sense of stability, but it was temporary and built on artificial support, much like someone living on painkillers without treating the actual illness. Economists were sharply divided over what happened. One camp argued that stimulus checks were essential. Even life, without them, consumer demand would have collapsed, and the middle class would have disintegrated. This money gave people back some of their dignity and helped them survive. But the other camp contended that these policies were short-sighted and caused an inflation crisis that we are still grappling with today. Trillions of dollars were pumped into the market, but production didn't keep pace. On the contrary, many people left their jobs or delayed returning to work, because the temporary support made them feel secure. And here, a deeper question arises. Was the problem with the idea of financial stimulus itself, or in its implementation? Perhaps the error wasn't in the support, but in the lack of discrimination. Distributing checks uniformly to everyone, rich and poor, employed and unemployed, made it a less effective tool. Imagine if these billions had been directed towards supporting small businesses that employ people, funding, retraining, and vocational programs, strengthening social safety nets instead of just direct cash transfers. Would we have achieved better results? Most likely, yes. But let's be fair. Time was short, the threat was immense, and solutions were few. Governments made the fastest decision, not necessarily the best. And today, with the storm relatively subsided, we must learn from this experience. So, what's the real lesson from all of this? Money alone doesn't solve crises. Injecting liquidity can prevent collapse, but it doesn't build a stable economy. True growth comes from work, production, and innovation, not from printing money. Stimulus checks might have saved the moment, but they also sowed the seeds of a future crisis. And as is often the case with many quick fixes, the real results don't appear in the moment, but after it's too late. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like it. Until next time, be safe and strong.